Hello world. Off and on because I do have some updates on the PSP challenge. So, ooh, I think our audio's messed up. Let's do this. Oh, right, that should work a little bit better. So essentially, I've given myself a challenge. If you've been following what I've been working on the past couple of days, if you look at the bottom of the screen on YouTube Live right now, you'll see a little PSP down there. That's no accident. So if you also look on YouTube, you see avatars over my video. And if you've checked in the channel before, you know exactly why they're there. They're driven by the YouTube live chat system, as well as Twitch and Kick and Discord. Essentially, I want to make a little prop. So what we're going to do is hook up the live chat system to the PSP. And it's not as easy as one might think. First off, the NetFront browser on the PSP has access to 2 to 4 megabytes of RAM. That's it. And we are trying to target the smallest denominator. Like there was additional browsers released for the PSP. I remember installing Opera, and that does have better JavaScript support. But we've got some insane constraints to work with, namely the fact we can't create element, we can't populate elements with inner HTML. There's no insert adjacent HTML. What we do have is the ability to use document.write, which essentially wipes out the entire page. So what I did get working, and it works way better on a modern browser than it does on the PSP, but it's a start. Essentially, I've written a little renderer. So the idea is to create a shadow DOM in JavaScript. But I ran into a couple of problems. First off, so on the PSP, when you document.write, it wipes out all the HTML on the page, including any references to JavaScript you have on there. The problem with that is it also wipes out any JavaScript running in memory. So we're essentially having to write a stateless renderer. So yeah, bear with me while we get this figured out. Did a couple of tests with iframes. You cannot, just like divs or elements, you cannot dynamically inject HTML into an iframe. So there goes that idea. But what I can do is stack iframes on top of each other. So I'm going to have one for the tile layer. I'm going to have one for avatars and items. And the whole reason I need to do that in the first place is because we need chat bubbles. Hey Milo. Yeah. Welcome to being my first viewer. Appreciate you. It's very, very sad. Are you interested in programming? Yeah, I appreciate you, buddy. Just like and subscribe, that helps us out. If you can. It's much appreciated. Well, I appreciate it. So check this out. I've not even set this up, but you might appreciate this.
That's what. Keep going, you'll stay for a while.
So that's what I'm coding. It's a system that's driven by live chat. So it does kind of require viewers, but what we're going to do. All right, let's reload this. And hide these tiles again. That's a little bit cleaner. But essentially, this system that you've just seen me demonstrate here, give myself a little
Nice.
code challenge to get it working on the PSP. Yeah, it's a little unique, right? Probably. If you've seen that elsewhere, let me know. But this is what we're working on tonight. Getting the live chat to render it inside this system.
Oh, you have a PSP?
Oh, yes, sir.
Nostalgia.
Yeah. So when I first actually got into coding, this is what I had to run my websites on, and started building little games for it. I've taken a look at it 20 years later, which is nuts, because it's kind of a pain to get anything working on this thing. But we'll get it done. Network connect screen. Let's give this a second. Oh, that's the wrong link.
I still have my Game Boy face with tears of joy. Love the Pokemon games.
Right. Was it Game Boy Color? Was it OG Game Boy? So this is as far as I've got right now. We've got tiles rendering. And the reason it's flashing is because it's trying to find
I was too poor for the color.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Did not have a lot grown up, so you definitely appreciate
You know how it
Game
is.
Boys and PSPs. Oh, 100%. Yeah. When I moved to America, I had to leave all my, I didn't have that much, but I had like a PlayStation 1. I had to leave that in the UK. I was bummed about that. All right, so I need to take the code that's on this laptop, get it on our development environment up here, so it could be on screen, and it's just easier for me to code, like hunched over this right now. Okay. So you're going to see a lot of bad code. That's just what's required to build for a browser that's 20 years old. 4 megabytes of RAM. Okay, what do we have here? Right, that's the code in the Git repo. Dylan R, good to see you, buddy. Where's my mouse? Dylan, let me know if the audio's okay tonight. I did make a couple of changes. Oh, where am I? Oh,
Sounds great.
awesome. Appreciate you. We do have a Discord as well. If you want to join it, appreciate you. Why isn't it popping up? Ooh, we have an error. Too many changes to pull down to this laptop. Let's try and avoid rebasing. Here comes the dog. Always worried about him knocking stuff over.
What times do you normally stream?
Later than I want to, honestly. But usually around this time, try to get on a couple hours earlier. It's strange, I can only like really code well late at night. Okay, there we have it.
I can relate to that face with tears of joy.
100%. It's been like that for as long as I can remember as well.
It's the quiet concentration for me.
That's definitely it. You don't have to worry about your phone going, there's no emergencies, no expectations. Yeah. Feel it in the morning though. I have to get up for work and I'm just, oh boy. All right, should be popping up. Okay, we have it. Usually I have like quiet background music on, but it's so bloody late here that I'm drinking a cup of tea, just try to take it slow. Got a couple of things I do want to knock out tonight though. So we pulled in our PSP code. It should be right here. And now I have to set up some data providers so we can get the chats in, we can get the titles for the rooms, and we'll get going. Where do I want to put it? So we'll create render. Oh, that's funny. I didn't read out your comment, but you said connecting an old system to a modern computer is always so tedious. A couple of years back, I tried to Minecraft on my Game Boy. Never again. Don't know what I was thinking. Almost fried it. Yeah, it's extremely tedious. I've also got a Commodore 64 back there on the TV that I plan on getting a network adapter card, so we can mess around with that as well. Hey Lucas, welcome to the chat.
Lucas Kauteki says, oh hey, what programming language do you use?
So, great question, appreciate that. JavaScript is my main language here, and we've got an interesting challenge. So, the system that you're chatting through is this whole thing right here. And we're essentially working on getting a version of this hooked up here. So it'll be driven by the YouTube live chat, just like what I've coded up here, but on a 20-year-old browser. So as Milo pointed out, essentially it's extremely tedious. It's a challenge and I'm here for it. What about you? Are you into programming yourself? And if you folks could please just drop a like, helps us bring more people on and just like helps me debug what I'm building, honestly.
Oh nice, smiley face. I only managed to write a text-based game in Kotlin and then I gave up, smiley face.
That's pretty cool though. What was it? Oregon Trail was one of the first large text-based games that like left an impact on me. Kotlin, isn't that Java? No, it's its own language, but it has compatibility with Java. Okay. So I know some folks in backend at my job they use Kotlin to like manage dependencies or something. I've not really dug into it. You could run Java on the PSP though, apparently. I did have a version of Java. I remember back in the day, like most people only installed Java, you know, the player because of RuneScape. But I think Minecraft might have changed that today. Okay, so we need to fetch our avatars. We only have 2 megabytes of RAM to work with. So I'm doing as much of the processing as I can on the Node.js backend here. The whole system I built here uses WebSockets. We can't use any of that in PSP. So we're setting up some traditional API request routes. And we should be able to do an XML HTTP request. Hopefully. You can barely manipulate the web page at all with JavaScript and PSP, but we can do just enough that we'll get something out of this. All right, so we need to pass in.
A 386 says what you coding?
Great question and welcome
I
to the
bought
chat.
myself some courses out of curiosity for Kotlin and got confused at the inheritance lol.
Lucas, I'm so curious why you picked Kotlin, but that's awesome. You know what actually helped me get like familiar with object-oriented programming was building little games. 100%, because it makes sense when you're able to like map it to real life. But essentially what I'm coding tonight is this avatar chat system that you see. Oh, let's close this one. So it's on your screen and it's up here. It's kind of a world builder. It's driven by YouTube live chat. And we're getting that working on PSP, as close as we can at least. And if you guys have any feedback for chat commands to code,
Well, cool, haha.
to cool effects, let me know. Awesome, appreciate you. 386, if you could please like and subscribe, I'd appreciate you as well. 386 was one of the main processors that like drove the personal computing revolution as well. All right, so we need to get a room ID.
I am
so
also
we
a
can fetch
stack
all these
dev.
tiles.
They're
Interesting.
subbed.
Good man, appreciate you. How long have you been coding?
Do you have any future coding plans after you finish the chat system?
Full
Oh.
asterisk.
Absolutely. This is kind of a detour of what I have been building. So essentially the long-term goal here is
Almost
to
3 years.
phase out OBS completely. I coded my own ability to share screen and cameras and stuff, so that's what's driving the stream in the first place. It's all over WebRTC. I kind of want to make this available for other folks to use. So you can have like an OBS solution without having to download OBS to do live streams. So that's kind of like the major goal. 3 years, awesome. Do you have a personal project you work on that you're excited about? A lot of folks like to ask where you work and
Myself,
stuff. I
I've
want to
been
know
coding for
what you're
about 8
coding
years.
for fun. Oh, damn, okay. Right
Really
on.
unique project, I can't lie.
I appreciate that. It's been mostly like completely built in a silo. But if you look at my channel, like I've kind of like had a passion to build this for a long time. Like there's videos up there that are like 15 years old of me coding like this kind of engine
React
back in the day.
JSX says WSG. Just busy on my client's ATM, but I do have my own portfolio and client manager thingy. GL Brody.
What's up, React JSX? Welcome. Can't run React in the PSP, so having to do all sorts of trickery to get this system somewhat on this thing. That's good you're busy with projects, so.
Nice code, by the way, very iced.
Thank you. Appreciate that. There's definitely a lot of things you could pick apart. Like if some folks come on right here, like you might see like a React class that's in the middle of being refactored into functional component, or one of the things people have called me out for is on the nodejs side. Most of the project's common JS, so that's using require as opposed to import, and it's like, man, I'm here to code.
I'll subscribe so I can visit your channel. More thumbs up.
Brilliant, much appreciated. Let me go ahead and just drop the Discord link as well, because I actually have a Discord channel hooked up into live chat, and it's instantaneous. Where like Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you did that. I was just looking at the main site here. My friend put the PSP demo on the website. It's sweet. Copy that Discord link. Now let me drop some commands that I've got coded. You guys can play with in chat if you want. And there's a Discord link. And React JSX, my whole user interface for like the main system is all programmed in React, by the way. I like React. I use Vue 3 at work. Don't have a choice, but I like React. Okay, chat commands. And I'm looking for ideas for chat commands. Like I want to do like some mini games or something. Oh, React JSX, I didn't see your comment, but you said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a hard time locking in and staying motivated with my project. Any advice? I can bloody relate to that. This thing didn't get big overnight or over the course of like a month or two. This is like, I make an effort to at least get on every day or every day or two to at least do one thing, even if it's like just refactoring something I've already written, like boring, repetitive stuff, just to like kind of get the juices flowing. And then I just find like I do that enough, it's easier to like bite into a new feature and actually get excited about it, because it's like it's persistence that like really adds up over time. It's not how much you can get done in one day, but over time. That's what I think. Let's see, the command's working. Let's see. I'll dance to it. Yeah, please give me some new command. That's cool. We could do like lighting effects, particles, or like make the camera jump around.
I appreciate the feedback and thank you for yours, Milo.
Yeah, 100%. Milo, that's great advice as well. To try and think about what benefits come from it. It could be anything from money to gaining more knowledge in coding. Absolutely. That's one thing. Like I get like a new devs like asking me, or like saying, you know, it's difficult.
It's funny cause I actually don't use React. I'm mainly a Svelte developer.
Interesting.
I love SvelteKit so much. NGL.
All right, I'm looking that up. See, this is what I appreciate about this. I've been coding for a long time.
Do the commands work in both uppercase and lower?
Milo, they should be working. It should be downcasting. Let me know if it's not, and we could fix it now. Like, hop into the code. I could also code a new command now. Like, it'd be easier than the mush I'm trying to work through. Okay, so that did work. And check this out. And there's a full like user interface to control this world as well. And there's like terrain and stuff. We just have that disabled on the stream PC tonight. Cool, someone updated the clothes. So there's like, I'll just give you a quick little feature tour here. So you can like customize your avatar and stuff. There's a synthesizer, so you can play music with people. This kind of sounds like crap right now, we've got to tune it. And then this is a feature started building so you could like draw art. And then you've got AI avatars. And you can like build stuff, like edit the rooms. We could go check out like a big room that I built quite a while ago. We're not going to get all of this working on the PSP, but even if I just got all the different tiles rendering with all the different colors and be able to like sit in on a YouTube chat, I think that'd be sick. Swim. There's tons of different rooms. So like one guy came on from Italy.
Wow, nice map.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that took a while to, but it was fun to build. Like I liked playing SimCity when I was a kid. Who am I kidding? I still like that stuff. But someone built like a whole map of Italy, which I thought was pretty cool. They didn't really use any items, but got like the Isle of Sicily and all that. And there's some rooms with like some cool effects, like fire and lighting. Let's see if I can find one. So got lights, like you code like dungeons or something. A lot of stuff to explore and figure out how to hook it up to the live chat control. You can record, oh, I'll come back to the streamer, but we can actually record GIFs as well. Maybe I should add that as a command so you can generate like a GIF snapshot of like people on the chat, like if they say something funny, that'd be cool. If I have that coded, it lets you like record a GIF. You can set how long you want to do it for, the amount of frames in it. If you want it to zoom or rotation. So I think this is a good one to get hooked up as a chat command. Like, I don't know what we'd call it, like snapshot or something. Someone made a cool room though. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, this room is like a musical experiment. So there's a synthesizer that's available right in the browser. It's like a literal synthesizer. And I just coded these tiles. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you, like, based on their position, their XY coordinates, it affects the pitch and tone and stuff. So it's kind of like experiment with like trying to build like a pixel art like instrument. Just all this stuff is just like to keep my brain busy, keep learning new stuff. What was that room called? Oh, this is it. I thought this was cool because she did like a jellyfish out of tiles. You could teleport to it. Coming back to the stream room. So much appreciated, Milo, as he said. Good night, y'all. Thanks for interesting content. I'll definitely be back. Much appreciated, man. It'll be good to see you.
GN Mila, his man raising hand.
Let me see if I can quickly get a GIF out of this, if I can go fast enough. Camera, record GIF. So that's an image now. If I copy the image address. I don't know if you guys can click that, but it does work.
I have a bad habit of using LLMs, and I know it is a tool I can benefit from, but I feel like I find myself taking advantage of it a bit too much.
I can see why that would be easy. Do you think it helps your creativity, or like how do you think it hinders or helps? Like obviously, like it helps, right? Like quickly being able to get an idea into something you can see in the screen. But we're just going to quickly wire up a chat command for this snapshot system. What do I call it? Here we go. So this is our list of like commands I've programmed. So if you type who in the chat, it makes everyone identify like what service they're on. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a new one called case report. Sometimes
I think it
naming
helps
stuff
quite
in
a bit, but I
programs-
mainly feel guilty because I feel like I'm missing out on opportunities to learn from it.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I don't think you should rule out using it, but like it can be such a powerful tool for explaining how things work. And I'll tell you, just even coming up and like knowing that I can build code for this comes from like working within constraints like this system in the first place. So sometimes like to get really creative, I feel like you do need to give yourself some constraints, and AI kind of obliterates them. But it can also amplify you. So if you've got good experience building systems and architecture, it can be huge.
Like in a classroom, the equivalent would be doing the bare minimum and asking the if that makes sense.
That does make a ton of sense. That's a great analogy, actually. So as I'm coding here, in JavaScript, I think it's good to use destructuring for your arguments. That way, if you add or remove properties, arguments in the future, you don't end up blowing up your function signatures of your code. I've seen many like NPM packages not use structured arguments and essentially break tons of people's sites when they like flip the order of an object in a string. You don't have that problem if you just come up with some basic rules on ensuring stuff like that never happens. And I don't think AI is good at explaining that kind of stuff, because it's great explaining it if you ask it about it, but like there's the human element is still so required to make that tool actually really useful and not just take away from you. Hey Philip, welcome to the chat.
Philip Walkie says, what are you going?
So I'm coding the system that we're chatting through right here. And I appreciate the likes, guys, tonight. That's great. So I'm coding this. It's hooked up to the live chat system, but the goal is to get it working on the PSP. It's €20 console, 4 megabytes of RAM, and has no ability to create elements dynamically. So we've got a challenge ahead. But right now, I've already detoured. And this is Perlin noise, by the way. It kind of like reminds me of the Minecraft effect. But okay. Oh, and we can also update our counters. So check this out, top of your screen. Got 10 people watching, got our likes populated, and our subscriber counter. So now when additional people subscribe or like, this will update. And it affects the stream health. I might have a little bit like ADHD or something with the directions I'm taking in coding this system. It's a bit ridiculous. I'll try and explain it. All right, so we just need to trigger an event. Let me know if movement isn't working, Lucas. We'll fix that. There we go.
Snapos, 1 new subscriber.
Also have an interesting feature which uses the webcam and TensorFlow JavaScript to do a machine learning model in browser to take your face, like webcam face, and draw over your pixel avatar. And the idea was to let people, if they didn't want to go fully on camera, they could show their face on 16 by 16 pixels. It's tiny. What do I want to do here? I want to hide this. Sweet, we did got a couple of subscribers tonight. So. And more importantly, got the right type of folks coming in tonight. It doesn't always happen. So I find it's helpful, just to kind of scroll over code I've already written related to what I'm working on. It kind of just reloads everything into my brain, so I can move quicker. All right, so we're gonna look for. I think we lost all our avatars. We did. You know what happened? I set a max amount of requests that can go through YouTube, so I don't block the API and get in trouble like what's happened before. So we'll just do a quick restart just to ensure that was the problem. find the right terminal window. There we go. It's not the right one. It's strange how quiet it goes without the live chat system worked out. I've done streams where I got essentially banned from YouTube for 24 hours from making API requests because something went wrong with code in the system and felt wrong. Got the blue screen of death, totally appropriate when the server's restarting. Takes a little second. So I'm using MongoDB for the database. It made the most sense with the fact that rooms can be composed of like tens of thousands of tiles. So it just worked out. And then I use Mongoose as the ORM layer. Hurry up. So that's doing its thing. We'll just keep coding here. We should be looking at sockets. Okay, it's back. So we'll quickly find out if it was my hard code limit that we reached. So I manage all that, like live chat integrations and everything, even OBS within my little system here. And we're about to reconnect, hopefully.
Keep going, it'll stay for a while.
So now it's back.
Nostalgia.
And we'll start up the Discord as well, so that's up. Sweet. And so I have this entire system coded very modularly. Essentially, there's an event bus that kind of acts like a kernel. All it does is route all the different stacks together. And we're going to be triggering recording a GIF. Some people pronounce it a GIF. That was a big thing. But we're triggering it from the YouTube live chat system. And it's going to record and upload to S3, and then we'll get an image back that we'll put in the chat. Okay, that is the socket. That's what we need. So where's server? I have to look at some gross code right now, forgive me. That's one thing, you have to be comfortable writing bad code in order to make progress, because you can always come back and refactor, which is what I spend a lot of time doing. I struggle with that getting into code. I was always worried how it looked at first as opposed to what it actually did. Okay, so we do have the server in there. That's perfect. Now we need to find the name of the event. You guys are making a difference tonight, like just based on the numbers. That's because you guys are hanging out. That's awesome. Okay, so this is an example of something that needs refactored. Class-based React component, but I wrote this how long ago? 23 months ago, this specific component. It's nuts. It's the event. Okay, this is it. So we can have this server basically invoke any single function on the client, which is really cool. Hey, informative and serious, welcome.
Informative and serious, says waving hand.
So I already got detoured on what I was planning to code tonight, but I'm coding a chat command to generate a GIF of chat interactions. So like you'll be able to type like record into the chat and it'll generate a little GIF and then post it back into the YouTube live chat. And please make sure that you just keep checking back the project. It changes constantly. And I talk about all the crap it takes to get here. Okay, that will work. Now we need to code the command. We're calling it record. Add a couple of aliases for it, maybe. Snapshot. We could take arguments such as like the duration of the GIF should be. But we'll just keep it simple right now. No, screw it. People want no milliseconds, but we'll make it specified by seconds. I mean, most people won't know that the duration is supposed to be milliseconds. Appreciate you, Lucas. I appreciate you hanging around tonight. I hope to see you again soon, and have a great one. I should be getting going as well. I should be getting to bed. Use math up.
Snappo says awesome. That's 7 likes now. Your support helps others discover this stream.
All right, folks, I think I want to shut this down. It's way too late, 4:37. But check back in tomorrow night, and we'll have a new command in the chat. You'll be able to type record, and it will record like all the avatars we have on the screen here, and have like an image that persists. And we'll have it in a little gallery. That way, we can build up kind of a living record of chat interactions. That'll be pretty sweet. All right, cheers for tuning in. If you can, please subscribe. And if not, cheers for stopping by. All right. And we're going to shut it down using the system that I coded. So the first thing I do is terminate the YouTube live system so we don't burn up any API tokens. So you're going to see all the avatars disappear. Check it. Well, all but 2. And then the next thing, you'll just hear me stop talking momentarily. This controls the OBS. So that's it. It's supposed to work smooth.